It is a bitterly cold and cloudy evening, but we expect action to heat up in the hangar as we welcome you aboard. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show is now underway on DCTV Sports. Brent Palpinot saying thank you for joining us as we have a big GMC matchup this evening as the 4-10 Ayersville Pilots, 1-2 in the Green Meadows Conference, will be welcoming, I don't want to call them the upstart, but what a difference a season makes for the Paulding Panthers as they are 12-2, 2-1 entering this evening's contest. Both teams coming off big wins on Tuesday night. Ayersville picking up their fourth win of the season at home in overtime, 33-32 versus Holgate. On the flip side, Paulding took care of Van Wert, no problems, as they dismantled the Cougars 61-22. We are going to be getting to our Northwest State Community College keys to the game and Baker Schindler Company starting lineups in about 15 minutes. But earlier this week, I had a chance to stop out to an Ayersville practice, sit down, or more like stand up, and talk with head coach Tim Nicely. Our player profile is going to be the freshman phenom, the 6-foot center, Kendall Boer. She is getting her baptism by fire, going straight from junior high to the varsity level. But every day to practice is another day to improve, and her numbers, especially for a freshman getting her feet wet at the varsity level, have been impressive to say the least. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, it will be head coach Tim Nicely. Again, a season ago, led by 4 senior starters and the lone returner, now junior, but then a sophomore, Kendra Waldron. They went 22-4. Last season, and 7-0, a perfect run in the GMC as they won the conference. This season, youth is being served, whether they like it or not, but it has been baptism by fire, as the record shows it, 4-10 overall, 1-2 in conference play, but they have a golden opportunity to make a statement tonight against a Paulding team that was just 10-14 a season ago and just 2-5 in conference play. They have reversed things. Coach Matt Arellano and company knew that if they could be patient, think good things were coming down the road, and they have seen that come to fruition this season at 12-2 overall, 2-1 in conference play. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, it will be our pregame continuing courtesy of Bob Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, located on North Clinton Street in Defiance, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Visit them online at drivebobestil.com. Pilots headman Tim Nicely will break down the season to date and more specifically preview tonight's opponent, the Paulding Panthers. Don't go anywhere. We're back with more of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestil.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Welcome back. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. DCTV Sports just up Ayersville Road. Aptly appropriate named at Ayersville High School as we get set to jump back into the GMC. The Pilots coming off a big win on Tuesday in overtime, but looking to even up their conference record at 2-2. Brent Palpinot saying thank you for joining us. It will be the Paulding Panthers tonight. What a difference a season makes. Coach Arellano has them playing some of their best ball, and they're only expecting to get better. Before we preview this one, though, we need to thank our sponsor, Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, located on North Clinton Street in Defiance. Stop on out, check check out their great selection of new and used vehicles. We say and used because we know everybody's on a budget nowadays.
Yes.
We call them cream puffs. They're broken in, not broken down. If you can't get out onto their lot and check them out in person, feel free to look them up online at drivebobestel.com. Coach, I think you and I talked about it. You're probably a big 4x4 guy, right?
Oh,
If Esther were to give you a car, be a pitch man, you'd want a 4x4?
I got to have a truck.
Styling though. Those things are bigger than what I remember trucks being.
Yes.
Sitting about 20 feet high, he's the king of his own world when he steps into that cab. Coach, before we preview, let's rewind a little bit. Big overtime win on Tuesday. What did that do for this team's confidence?
Well, I think, we had a nice lead going into the fourth quarter, and we lost it. And I think the kids, when we got to overtime, they realized, hey, we lost our lead. And so I think they buckled down a little bit, made some great opportunities. We hit some foul shots, and then we, luckily they missed 2 free throws at the end, so we end up with a win. So that was good. So we'll take it. We needed it.
Let's talk about what you did over the Christmas break. What were you focusing on? Where has this team improved?
Oh, just some basic stuff. We went back to a few weeks ago. We went back to just some basic ball handling, dribbling drills, just to get some basic stuff, fundamentals back in. And I think that's helped us in the long run. I think it's got us some better shooting, working on our post moves, working on our guard shooting. And I think, we had a good shooting night last night, the first half. Second half, we didn't shoot the ball very well. But hopefully tomorrow night we can shoot well for 4 quarters.
I was talking with some of your assistants, and it sounds like you're all of the same philosophy right now. Better to do 2 or 3 things well than to try and do 6 or 7 things below average. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we gotta have a post game, and we gotta have guard play. That we gotta have. We're not the best 3-point shooting team. We haven't been for years, and I don't have no problem with that. I'd rather take a good 2-point shot any day, and then miss a bunch of threes. So
let's go ahead and take a look at tonight's opponent, Paulding. This was basically around a 500 and actually a little bit of a below 500 team a year ago.
Yes.
They have only lost 2 games this season.
Yeah.
I don't want to call them a surprise because, as you are well aware of, you've coached long enough to know maybe underclassmen make great leaps and bounds when they turn into juniors and seniors.
Correct.
But break this team down for us.
Well, they got a strong guards out front, and they got some nice post players. All around, they're a very good rounded team, and which we knew that coming into the season they were going to be one of the favorites. Along with Tenora, Wayne Trace, Edgerton. There's a lot of good teams in our league this year, and Paulding is definitely one of them. So we're going to have to play them at home. Luckily, we got a lot of our big games at home, so we just got to come out and play well for 4 quarters.
When you look at Paulding's stats, it's not like they have the one 18 to 20 point score and then everybody else is just kind of standing around watching. They have tremendous balance. Schlatter and Dunham, I think both are their leading scorers, but they're only about 8 to 9 points per ball game. Mm-hmm. What's that do defensively when you can't focus on just one player?
Well, bottom line is, when you play any kind of defense, you got to block out. Mm-hmm. And that's one of our focus points. We got to block out, and we got to get the ball out. We can't have 20-plus turnovers. And if we block out well and keep our turnovers under 15, I think we'll have a good chance of being right there at the end.
Our player profile is the freshman Kendall Boer. Now, I know everything's moving a million miles an hour for her, but she's no stranger to this gym. She was a standout during the volleyball season.
Yep.
Break down her basketball skill set for us.
Well, I've always been a coach that look at freshmen that come in, and we had to have a post player that can do things. And Kendall, I fed her to the Wolves this summer at Finley, and she did a great job for us. And she's been making strides every week. And I think, the next, after this year, hopefully the next 3 years, she's going to be getting better and better every year.
It's one thing to come in and take over for a center like a Taylor Craft,
correct,
who is averaging almost 10 blocks a game.
Yes.
Now, that's unique, and I don't care what level you're talking about.
Yes, yeah.
But at the same time, you didn't want her chasing ghosts.
No.
What was your conversation with her like when you started the season about being the best version of herself?
Yeah, I said just play. You're going to make mistakes. And we understand as a freshman you're going to make mistakes. I just want her to be herself and try to get us, get to 8-10 points, get a few blocks, get some rebounds, control the boards. And I think she's making a stride in the right direction. So hopefully we'll keep building on that.
Now, you watch us because we're kind of keeping just a slight eye off camera. She's clearly standing just to the left here. She's hearing everything as she's coming up next. But what would you say her biggest strength right now is?
Willing to learn. I think I've always teach the post players a hook shot, and she's one of the true people that can actually shoot the hook shot pretty well. So I think if she has a good attitude toward it, she works at it, does it, and she's shot it in games, and I'm hoping to see a lot of them tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, meaning tonight. We're going to get to
yes.
Kendall Boer in just a second and let the freshman standout center give you her take in her own words. Coach, as always, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Coach Nicely joining us on the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. We're going to take a quick timeout. We're back with more on DCTV Sports.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com.
Welcome back to the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. DCTV Sports at the Hangar tonight. Girls taking center stage as the Pilots welcome the Panthers of Paulding. Brent Balbinot saying thank you for joining us. And a big thank you going out to our sponsor, Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, located on North Clinton Street in Defiance. Check out their great selection of new and used vehicles, whether it be in person on their lot, or you can log on to drivebobestill.com. Our player profile. We didn't get a chance to get to her during volleyball season, so we had to corral her here during basketball season. Kendall Boer, the freshman, and she has been a standout right now. Welcome to the show. Good to have you aboard.
Thank you.
Now, let me ask you this then, because I asked Coach this, and he said he's a 4x4 man.
Okay.
So if Estill Chevrolet Cadillac said, you know what, let's give Kendall Boer a car to drive on the weekend, what kind of vehicle would you want?
Oh, gosh, I have no idea.
See, I see her coach as maybe being like a
convertible
convertible girl. Maybe kind of
yeah.
styling with her.
Yeah.
Cruising down North Main there. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe when the weather gets a little warmer. Right now at 19 degrees, probably don't want to put the top down.
No.
Let's talk basketball.
All right.
Ready to get after it?
Got it.
First question for you. You were in junior high last year.
Yep.
It's one thing to be on the freshman team, getting your feet wet. You got your baptism by fire. You're still getting your baptism by fire as a starter on the varsity. This is an obvious question, but I want to make it easy on you.
Okay.
What's been the biggest difference?
I feel like, honestly, the competition. Like, I never had to go against any big girls. It was always, like, they were always smaller than me, so I never really had to jump. I didn't really do much, I guess. I just, like, expected it came easy.
How about now?
Now it's girls are bigger than me, so I have to get, like, more physical.
Physical? How about the speed of the game?
It's a lot faster.
How long did it take you to get used to it? Are you still getting used to it?
It took a few games, but I feel like my team definitely helped me, like, get ready with the pace. They all, like, were supportive and
This
helping me
seems
get
like
there.
a tight-knit group. I know it's smaller numbers-wise than you had expected, but
Yep.
everybody seems to be pretty tight. Is that a fair assessment?
No, yeah.
We got to work her in somehow. But the honey badger, Kendra Waldron, is your cousin.
Yep.
Now, I say that in peace and love, but at the same time, she's a leader.
Oh,
I'm
for sure.
assuming she's been a great resource for you. How has she
Yeah.
helped you?
Well, I always go to her when I have, like, troubles with basketball, so she's always helping me. She's always, like, taking charge. Like, she's helping everybody, I feel like.
Now, she's very serious.
Yeah, for sure.
But does she have kind of a goofy or silly
100%,
side?
yes.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Does she show it very often?
Yes.
Okay.
All the time on the court. If I, like, look at her, I can just see it.
Well, your numbers right now are bearing out just how good your work is performing. 5.9 points per game, 6.1 rebounds per game. But I want to rewind to maybe last summer.
Yeah.
What did the coaching staff tell you when they sat you down to talk to you about what they wanted your role to be this year?
They really wanted me to step up because we obviously just got done with Taylor Craft. She was a very good player. So taking her role is not the easiest. So I'm just trying to work on my post moves and improve them.
Now, Coach nicely brought that up
during our pregame interview. He said he didn't want you chasing the ghost of Taylor Craft. He wanted you to be the best version of yourself. How do you do that? How do you go about doing that?
Oh gosh, I feel like, I don't know. Taylor Craft was a very good player, obviously, but I'm just trying. Like, I look up to her. I feel like, but I don't know.
She doesn't come into your mind though when you're suiting up and going through pregame warm-ups, right? You're focused on the scout.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about what you need to do against Paulding. What type of team is this? What do you need to do to walk out of the gym with a win?
Well, we play them in Tuesday Night League. I know they have a big girl, so I have to be prepared for that and just be ready for. I know they have good shooters, so we just have to be ready. Student
athlete is the term. Got to crack a book.
Yep.
Got to stay eligible to stay in the uniform. What's the GPA for you?
4.0.
4.0. Now, when I heard that, at least in my day, and I don't think I'm going back that far, 4.0 was as high as you could get. There wasn't anything better. Now, supposedly you can go higher than a 4.0. Is that correct?
Yep.
So do you know where you sit? Are you amongst the valedictorian or maybe salutatorian group in your class?
Probably not. We have a lot of smart kids in our class.
All right. We'll keep track on it. We know you got 3 more years after this year to go ahead and make up, what, a tenth of a difference in your GPA. What's your favorite class?
Spanish.
Why Spanish? How'd you get interested in that?
Well, I always liked listening to Spanish people talk in stores, and I'd always be like, I wonder what they're saying. So now I feel like I can pick up some words, but not much.
So who teaches Spanish?
Mrs. Gonzalez.
All right. And how fluent are you right now?
Not that good, but I'm working on it.
Okay, now that look, as she tensed up immediately and frowned, was a dead giveaway, but at least she's being honest. Now, we talked to Miss Gonzalez right now. Would she say that you're maybe poor boying it and you're a little bit better than you're leading on?
Yeah, I think she would.
Aha. So there's more honesty. We're digging it out of her, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk a little bit about the team right now. You just came off a big win in overtime on Tuesday. You're going up against one of the best teams in the conference right now. But what did that win on Tuesday do for this group's confidence?
I think that game was a very close game. So I feel like we really needed a win. We needed it. We hadn't had a win in a while. So that win really boosted our confidence.
Did you guys sit down and talk about goals, whether they be team or yourself as an individual?
I feel like we all have individual goals and team goals. We really worked on boxing out, stuff like that, just simple stuff.
How much better can this team still get?
I think we have a lot of improvement. That this next year, I think, after we all play together for a few, I think we'll be better.
Well, we're not going to get to next year just yet. Still a couple of months left to go in this season. Most important game right now is Paulding. Is that the best way to put it?
Yep.
All right. Good luck to you, not just tonight, but the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
Kendall Boer, our player profile. Don't you go anywhere. We're going to have our starting lineups and our keys to the game. You're watching the Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show on DCTV Sports.
Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobayersville.com.
Back at the hangar, the Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues on DCTV Sports as we're just under 8 minutes before we tip this one off. GMC style as the Ayersville Pilots welcoming the Paulding Panthers girls basketball taking center stage on DCTV tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Your key to great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. Visit northweststate.edu or call 419-267-1320 today. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 4 and 10 Pilots and what they need to do to walk out of here with win number 5. Number 1, be boss with the ball. Paulding is going to smother no matter who has it. They're also going to face guard and deny. They love to turn defense into offense. And talking with Coach Matt Arellano, he said their best offense is in the open court when they're taking the ball away and heading the other end. You've got to limit turnovers. And number 2, find and attack space. They are going to come out, they being Paulding, in a number of different looks. They will probably start in a man-to-man. However, they will show a lot of 1-3-1 and a few others. So you've got to find where they aren't, for lack of a better term, and then attack it. You cannot be passive against this Panther defense. On the flip side for Paulding, as they enter 12-2 overall, 2-1 in the GMC. Share and share alike. They've got tremendous balance. They don't have one basically breakaway superstar that's averaging 18 to 20 points. Instead, they've got several players that are all within 2 to 3 points of each other. Again, Peace averaging 7 points per game. Schlatter, 9.1 points per game. Again, taking a look at Dunham, their sophomore center, 8.5 points per contest. And then they've got Mance coming off the bench, averaging 4, as well as Mead, the young freshman, averaging 4 as well. Plenty of touches to go around. And then, of course, piggybacking off of that, the deeper, the better. Again, the Panthers have the luxury of a deeper bench. Ayersville does not. The old phrase, wear them out, foul them out, could be a key tonight. Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have the Baker Schindler Company starting lineups. Don't you go anywhere. We are live at the hangar. GMC High School Girls Basketball, the Pilots hosting the Panthers on DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues on DCTV Sports. We're under 4 minutes away from tip-off here this evening as the Pilots hosting the Panthers of Paulding. Time now for a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Baker Schindler Company, providing the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, baker-schindler.com. Taking a look at your starting five for the 4-10 host Ayersville Pilots and the usual suspects. Allison Eldridge again, the 5'7 junior at the point. Alexa Grieve, also a 5'7 junior at the off guard. Kendra Waldron, the 5'8 junior, and the team's leading scorer at just an eyelash below 10 points per contest at 9.8. She is also pulling down 4.4 rebounds and dishing out 2.9 assists. She's also a bear on the ball with nearly 4 steals per ball game. Avery Knieven will be your power forward. Again, the sophomore at 5'9", 7.5 points, 5.5 rebounds per game. And in the middle, our player profile tonight, the 6-foot freshman, getting her baptism by fire her freshman year as a starter on the varsity squad, Kendall Boer. Boer averaging 5.9 points and the team's leading rebounder at 6.1 per contest. On the flip side, your Panther 5 for head coach Matt Arellano and company will be the following. Tori Schlatter, again, the sophomore. Schlatter standing in at 5'5", junior guard. She is averaging 9.1 points per contest, 4.5 boards. She's a bear on the ball as well with 3.2 steals per contest. Addison Peace will be your junior off guard. Peace stands in at 5'5", also a junior, 7 points, 4 boards, 4.5 assists, and 3.3 steals. She does a little bit of everything for this Panther squad. At the swing, it will be Brooklyn Schlatter. Schlatter standing in at 5'8". She is a senior, 5.5 points, 2.9 boards, and again, 2.5 steals per contest. Your front court as follows, and we believe it's going to be Esty Peace. Again, Peace standing in at 5'7", just a sophomore. She's averaging 2 points and 2 boards per contest. And then in the middle, she is going to be a tough cover, as it will be Kaylee Dunham. Dunham, again, standing in at 6 foot, just a sophomore. But again, Dunham averaging 8.5 points, almost 7 boards per contest, and 2.3 blocks per game. So those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Baker Schindler Company. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, baker-schindler.com. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. Actually, we're going to keep it here as we are seeing the colors being dropped. So that means we are getting set to go straight to the national anthem. So we will keep it here and just tell you that we are putting a blue and white bow on the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. Up next, as we have the pep band in-house tonight, should be the Star Spangled Banner. And it is brought to you by the Defiance County Veterans Office, proud to support local veterans and their families, connecting them with resources that they are eligible for. To learn about or request more information, you can log on to defiance-county.com/veterans-office or give them a call at 419-782-6861, the Defiance County Veterans Office. The Panthers, just a nasty night. Got some snow and ice a little bit earlier in the day. Not a terribly long drive, but as you can imagine, the weather affecting the crowd here this evening. With the PA announcer getting the job done. The announcement for the national anthem, again brought to you by the Defiance County Veterans Office.
National anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
The national anthem in the books, courtesy of the Defiance County Veterans Office. Proud to support local veterans and their families, connecting them with resources that they are eligible for. To learn more about what you might be or have available to you, Log on to defiance-county.com/veterans-office or call 419-782-6861. Panthers in their traveling maroon uniforms with the white lettering and numerals and the white trim. Pilots in their home whites with the baby blue lettering and numerals with the black trim. A little bit of a smaller crowd than what we're used to here at the hangar. I'm going to guess that the weather has a lot to do with it. But what we can tell you, a small but mighty crowd here, and they are hoping to cheer on their pilots to what would be an upset. The pilots, after a 22-4 season last year and ranked just outside of the top 10 to finish up the season, won the GMC with a 7-0 record this season. With the graduation of 4 senior starters, as you can imagine, things have changed as they are 4-10 overall, 1-2 in conference play. On the flip side, the Panthers, a future team a season ago, finishing the season at 10-14 and 2-5 in conference play. Off to a tremendous start. Heading into the month of January, they are 12-2 overall, 2-1 in conference play. Allison Eldridge, the first of the pilot starters to be introduced. And we are going to have a change in our starting lineup. Instead of Alexa Grieve, it's going to be Kaylin Hastek. Ava Knieven being announced. Kendall Boer, the young freshman. Fist bumping the officials and the opposing coach before she heads over, and with an underhanded toss of a team T-shirt into the stands. Your men in stripes, and you see them right there, all spreading to the far side of the court. Travis Unverfurth, it is a mouthful. Gary Hartzman and Mark Steckschulte. Cue up Thunderstruck. Get ready for ball. In the center circle, it will be Boer for the Pilots, Dunham for the Panthers. With sounds, ball is in the air, and Boer actually won the tip, but it goes right to the Panthers. I don't know that you could score any quicker. As Brooklyn Bakel actually getting the starting nod. So we had a change in both the starting lineups that we had originally written down as down low. Shots swatted away, and here come the Panthers, and they like to run. Addison Peace swings it left side. Esty now at the top of the key. Swings it left side. Addison Peace with a heat check and drains a long three. And that is a Premier Bank three-pointer, yourpremierbank.com. Down low, Boer, nice drop step into the paint, and she will be fouled by Brooklyn Bakel. Her first, team foul number 1, and to the charity stripe, looking to pick up their first points of the evening. The freshman, Kendall Boer, a 53% free throw shooter. First is on the way, rattles in and out. Boer was 21 of 40 entering tonight. She's now 21 of 41. And trying to convert on her second. It is long. Trickles off the front of the iron. And a strong rebound by Dunham. Here they come at the other end, and am I seeing a 1-2-2? Ball stripped away. Waldron going coast to coast and gets a facial. And coming back the other way, and the Thoroughbreds are out of the blocks. Bakel with her second basket of the night. And it's quickly a 7-0 Panther run to open up the ball game. Well, right now, looks like a man-to-man defense, and Brooklyn Schlatter is right in the jersey of Kendra Waldron. I asked Coach Matt Arellano, who's your best on-ball defender? And he said, our best defender, period, is Brooklyn Bakel, and she will draw Kendra Waldron. Waldron out near half court. Pilot offense really being pushed out. Waldron on the drive into a double team. She walked. Pilot defense gets back. Waldron at the top of this zone defense. They flash Bakel, low blocks. Oh, that's just great movement without the ball. Dunham on the trail gets a great feed from underneath the basket. It's a 9-0 run for Paulding to open up the game, and Pilot coach Tim Nicely wants a timeout. It is a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it here. Again, letting you know our next broadcast on DCTV will be in about 48 hours. It will be Saturday, I guess you could call it early evening, 6 o'clock at the Dog Pound, as the boys will take center stage as Defiance will welcome Fairview. Promises to be a good matchup. Coach Chris Dales and myself will have the call of that one. We invite you to tune in about 5:30 with your Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. Right now, not even quite 2 minutes into this ball game, and Paulding turning defense into offense. That's what head coach Matt Arellano said they like to do best. He goes, you know that we are playing to the tempo and style that we want when we don't have to run a half-court offense. Trying to force it down low to Knieven. Ball is deflected. Peace up the court. Addison Peace from Estee finishes, and it's an 11-0 run to start the ball game. Waldron about 23 feet out on the right wing. Boer trying to post up in the high blocks. Knieven, well, that ball was just a little high, but she had her hands down, and here they come running again. Finishing with the right hand, Kaylee Dunham. 3 players have done all the damage, but right now the Panthers with a baker's dozen to open up the contest. Pilots need to keep their composure. She dropped the ball, she being Knieven, and on the run again. Kaylin Hastett is going to force Brooklyn Bakel to earn hers from the free throw line. Bakel, a 31% free throw shooter, just 4 of 13 on the season, and that one is long. Substitution as Addison Zartman, heavily braced knee and all, is into the ball game. Injured herself earlier this week. Going to try to give them spot minutes. Starting right here at the 5:08 mark as Bakel drains 1 of 2. It's a 2-touchdown lead for the Panthers, 14-0. Out in a 1-3-1, switching up the zone. They were picking up close to half court. Brooklyn Schlatter really coming out high on the top of this 1-3-1. And we'll see how the Pilots attack. Boy, in between the circles. Waldron quickly gets rid of it. Eldridge doesn't want anything to do with it. It's 1-3-1 designed to extend the foul line, take away that 15 to 17 footer on the wings. Right now they are really rotating well, and Waldron with a very aggressive drive. Got close, but Dunham makes it 1-1, and here they come again. And the transition D not there for Ayersville. As Brooklyn Schlatter lays this one up and in. Waldron for 3 off the heel of the iron, and again, 1 and done. Addison Peace, near corner. Nice job by Boer to deflect the ball out of bounds, and as Waldron wanted to run, she's fouled from behind by Schlatter. Couple of substitutions for the Pilots. Zartman will check out, as will Eldridge. Hastett back in, and looks like Allison Eldridge. Let's see who we got here. Nope, it'll be Waldron, Hastett, Knieven back in the ball game. Boer down low. And in between the circles, Grieve, and another Pilot turnover. Nobody picks up the ball. Peace releases. Well, they've switched assignments, but still running the zone, and it doesn't seem to matter. Low box, Kaylee Dunham gets the seal, powers up strong, give her 6 of her team's 18 points, and Coach Nicely wants another timeout with 3:32 showing on the first quarter clock. And this is another 30-second timeout, so we will keep it here. Well, as we mentioned during the pregame, both these teams coming off a win earlier this week. On Tuesday, Pilots were home versus Holgate, and they were winners in overtime, 33-32. Also on Tuesday, at the Jungle, Paulding welcomed Van Wert, and they left after dismantling the Cougars 61-22. Next up for both these teams, they'll head into next week on Tuesday. Pilots are home versus Kalida, and likewise for Paulding, they're home versus Delta. Open look from the left wing. This one bounces around about 5 or 6 times. And Hasted finally puts the Pilots on the board just over the 3-minute mark. And we have a whistle, and the arrow is going to be pointing Ayersville's way. Three minutes left to go here first quarter. On the drive, Knieven cut off, kicks it back out to Waldron. Trying to find Boer posting up, but the ball is deflected, and another Pilot turnover. And here comes Addison Peace. Pass just a little high off the fingertips of Brooklyn Bakel. Pilots trying to chip away, heading into the closing minutes of the first quarter. Oh, the give and go was there, and the pass just off the fingertips of Hasted. Pilots still back in that defense, zone defense, I should say. Looks like a 1-2-2. High blocks. That's just too easy for Kaylee Dunham. She's got 8 of her team's 20 here in the first quarter. And the Panthers up by 18. Coach Arellano looks like he's going to go to his bench. We'll see if he gets the opportunity as Amia Carr checking in. Pilots one and done. Peace crosses over, gets deep into the paint, throws into congestion, and out-muscled. Ball being tapped around right into Dunham's hands. Open look for 3. Won't fall for Schlatter. And the Pilots get a stop. Waldron wanting to slow things down with just under 90 seconds left to go in the quarter. High blocks, low blocks, deflected. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Grieve. Pair of substitutions checking in for Paulding. As we mentioned, Amia Carr checking in. And Brooklyn Schlatter, after a quick breather, back on the floor again. Minute 12 left to go first quarter. Far corner, wide open for 3. Halfway down, it spits out. Peace thought she had it. Knieven wanting to run. Under a minute left to go in the quarter. Waldron, finally a low post touch. Boer crosses over, up and under, and she gets a facial from Dunham. Great post defense. And then they throw it away. The look on Kendra Waldron's face as she inbounds says it all. Frustrating first 8 minutes of basketball for Ayersville. And Waldron almost stripped. Peace, quick hands. Waldron says, I'm going to take it all the way in, and it teases on the rim. It will not fall. Best look they've had all night. Up top, catch and shoot. Drano for Tori Schlatter, a three. 23-2. Just over 10 seconds left to go in the quarter. Waldron has picked up her dribble. Somebody's got to help her. Nice backdoor cut by Knieven. She lays it in. 23-4 as that one will sail wide on the backboard, and we have played through the first 8 minutes. All Paulding. 23-4. We'll take a Mark Moats Ford timeout. Mark Moats Ford, check out some of the best new Ford models serving the Defiance community since 1916. Mark Moats Ford, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. Quick timeout. Back with quarter number 2. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com.
Second 8 minutes put up at the scoreboard clock. We welcome you back to the Hangar GMC matchup as Paulding just coming out and putting their foot on the throat of host Ayersville, leading 23-4. So we're underway here, second quarter. Panthers entered tonight's game 12-2 overall, 2-1 in the conference. Ayersville at 4-10, 1-2. And it looks like we've got a substitution as Peyton Ensign is checked in for Ayersville, and they turn it over on the inbounds, and the young freshman Ensign rips away the board. Eldridge is checked back in. Waldron going coast to coast, stops. Tries to hit a trailing Boer, and Johnny on the spot all the way on the weak side. Eldridge picks it up. And now they'll set up their half-court offense. Top of that key, though, Schlatter. Ensign to Knieven, low blocks. Moving well without the ball, but the pass was at the feet of Boer, and it's kicked out. And Eldridge unable to save it, and that'll be another turnover for the Pilots. Well, I'm thinking we've got a 2-3. Actually, this looks like a 1-3-1 potentially. Right now by Ayersville. Just off the low blocks. They'll try the re-entry pass. Schlatter cut off. Ball is deflected. Who wants it? Well, that's just great effort. And then picked up. Count it! And one coming for Addison Peace. That was just great hustle by Paulding. Foul will go against Boer, her first, just the second team foul. Peace at the line, a 66% free throw shooter. She cannot complete the three-point play. Eldridge will slow it down. Trailing 25-4. And another turnover. And on the run, Schlatter, ooh, a hard foul. Eldridge was going over to help her up. Eldridge picks up her first. This will be a pair of free throws for Tori Schlatter. Schlatter, decent free throw shooter at 68%. She has shot a ton, 53 of 78. Cannot get the friendly roll here. As a matter of fact, nobody else even remotely close to as many free throws as far as her teammates are concerned as Tori Schlatter. The next highest would be 35 by Addison Peace. So she has shot more than twice as much as the next highest teammate as this one rattles in and out. Can't find either. And the score remains 25-4. Schlatter coming out to harass Waldron. Overplaying the wings. You can't be passive against this defense. Waldron, tight bounce pass. Ensign picks it up. but just all over you, smothering. Tremendous quickness, great hands. That ball knocked out of bounds by Kate Manns. Waldron to inbound, not quite 2 minutes into the second quarter. And a good inside-outside as a nifty little baseline jumper drained by Harmony Gherkin. Lead cut to 19, 25-6. They're going to get it down low again. The ball deflected. Nice job by Boer. We have a jump ball in the middle of the wing, and it will be Pilots basketball. 30-second timeout being called by Paulding. Not sure what Coach Matt Arellano wants to discuss. He's giving it to him right now. I think he may, I don't want to say be accusing them, but maybe challenging them. Hey, you're up by 19. You were up by over 20, and maybe had a little bit of a brain cramp. Can't get lazy, can't get sloppy, especially when you're trying to inbound. I think he's challenging his troops here to refocus. Your Panther 5 right now are Schlatter, Lucy Breyer, who's now in the ball game, a 5'11" junior center. On the wing, Schlatter and Amelia Carr. And then the bottom of this 1-3-1 is Brianna Bermejo. And there's another turnover. First layup missed, but nice job to crash. And that's going to be Tori Schlatter with the putback. So the lead now 21. Eldridge almost loses the basketball. Really being smothered by Schlatter up top. Eldridge flirting with 5. She gets rid of it. Hastet. Ensign tries to kick it back out. Boy, they just can't catch any breathing room right now as Paulding is suffocating. All the way out at half court. On the right wing, a 3 is airmailed by Gherkin. Ensign happened to be Johnny on the spot, and we have a whistle. Breyer picks up her first team foul here in the second quarter. Ensign open. Did she have her foot on the line? It was a long 2, and it's 1 and done as Breyer pulls down the board. And picking up the ball, trying to redirect Schlatter. Bounce pass to the baseline. Mijo back out up top. Coming to the near wing. Boy, the ball movement right now. Excellent. This is going to be a long 3. Short off the fingertips of Carr. Ball being tapped around. We're going to have a jump ball. Yes, we will. And the arrow points Paulding's way. Substitution. Eldridge will check out. Waldron will check in. Eldridge missing, at least was it the last game, possibly 2. Trying to get her legs back. Ball being tapped around after the miss, and they just keep coming at you. And a long 3 by Amelia Carr. A Premier Bank three-pointer makes it 30-6. Boer is fouled in the low blocks. Alexa Grieve is about to check in for Ayersville. Breyer has just picked up her second. Hastet will check out for Ayersville. Grieve in between the circles, still getting tons of pressure by Schlatter. Deflected pass. Good job by Waldron to track it down. Bullet pass, boy, threading the needle. Nice in and out. Ensign cut off. They're just everywhere. Every maroon jersey is moving in tandem with each other. It has been impressive to watch. Lob pass, top of the key, long three, just a bit short from Gherkin. Here comes Schlatter. Low post, drop step into the paint. Boer gives Breyer a facial. Waldron with a rare fast break opportunity. Comes to a jump stop, and she gets her shot blocked. Boer kicks it out, and this is just frenetic right now. One and done as Breyer cleans up under the cylinder. Schlatter, far corner. Driving baseline. Carr will try it from the left side. Halfway down, it kicks out. Breyer with an offensive board, and she'll head to the line. Take your pick. 3 white jerseys rotated over. And this one's going to go against Harmony Gherkin. Lucy Breyer will get a pair. 52% free throw shooter, 11 of 21. A little hard on her first. Couple substitutions for both teams. The difference is Ayersville doesn't have as deep a bench as Paulding. Matt Arellano has gone, by my count, 9 deep so far in the early going. This one barely catches iron. And it kicks out, and just great hustle. Picked up by Peace. 3-ball, top of the key. Around the world, it spits out. Got a whistle underneath. Gabe Mans thought that was down. Nothing doing. And Dunham will check in for Breyer. And now Peace will take a seat on the bench. Actually, she will not. She'll just pop out, and they're going to run different personnel at different positions on the inbound. Carr open for 3. It was short. Offensive board, though. Mance ripped it down. They'll kick it up top. Boy, Carr is a high-volume shooter. This goes trickling off the left side, and Mance is there again. Carr, you want to take a third trip? She will not. Dunham back out. Good ball reversal. 3-ball at the other end, and Mance says, I'll take care of it this time. Second, third, fourth opportunities. And the lead expands. A little bit of a lazy pass, overplaying at the top. Coast to coast, Mance count it, and a free throw coming. Alexa Greavy picks up her first. Team foul number 3. And right now Paulding is, I don't want to say scoring at will, but for lack of a better term, they are. Free throw is long. Offensive board, Bakel. Can't find the range. Another opportunity, Dunham. She's in double figures. Give her 10. 37-6, under 2 minutes left to go. Waldron tried to force a pass down low to Knieven. Dunham with the deflection. Bullet pass, Waldron, nice job to deke that one. And we'll slow it down as she crosses half court. Kendra thought about a 3, instead on the drive, running one-hander. Dunham caught her, but also caught a piece of her. Kayla Dunham with her first. Waldron, Pilot's leading scorer at nearly 10 a game, looking for her first points of any kind with a $1.25 left to go in the first half as she heads to the charity stripe. She's a 59% free throw shooter. She rattles home her first. Well, it is a 30-point lead. Waldron's second is on the way. Got them both. Lead trimmed to 29. Wide open. 3 drained straight through the cylinder. Mance with her second from distance. It's a 32-point Paulding lead with a chance to add to it with the steal. Mance the beneficiary at the other end of the court as she lays it up and in. Under a minute left to go in the half. Ball partially blocked. Knieven, nobody gets back. Mance releases. No foul. And we'll see if Ayersville wants to take the air out of the ball for the remainder of the half here and work for the final shot. They do not. Waldron on the drive. Boer tied up. Jump ball should be the call, as she and Esty Peace get tied up. And we're going to have another substitution as Brooklyn Schlatter will check in to spell Mance. Mance gets a well-deserved round of applause. She's got 10 points at the half. She averages 4 off the bench. 15 seconds left to go, first half. Schlatter, oh, great backdoor cut, and count it! Plus a free throw coming for Addison Peace. Waldron picks up her first with 10 and 6/10 seconds left to go. My goodness. Peace to the stripe where she's 0 for 1 tonight. She's a 66% free throw shooter. She's 0 for 2. Ball tapped around as Boer picks it up. 6 seconds. Will Waldron get a shot off? Well, lots of contact. Waiting for a call, a signal. It's going to be a blocking foul. Brooklyn Bakel's second. Oh, they're going to call that a shooting foul? Or where are we at here? Yeah, it's only team foul number 4. So they're going to say she was in the act of shooting. Waldron, both her points from the charity stripe so far tonight. Was 20 of 34 coming into tonight. She's now 2 of 3 this evening. First miss. 59% free throw shooter. Bakel disagrees with the blocking call, but she'll head to the bench to catch a breather. Waldron hits her second. 44-9. Long three-quarter court shot. It's one of the few things Paulding hasn't hit tonight, as they will take a commanding 44-9 lead into their respective locker rooms. We'll take a 2-minute break, a 2-minute timeout. We will be back with your Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Visit Mark Motes Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Motes Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmotesford.com.
Back at the hangar. It is time for the Midwest Community Federal Credit Union Halftime Show, celebrating 70 years of helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon, or online at midwestcommunity.org. 44-9. Visiting Paulding's lead is right at the 35-point mark that predicates a running clock in the second half. A team that is down by 35 or more will see a running clock with the exception of a timeout, and the lead needs to be down under 30 for that to stop. So we'll wait and see, but right now Paulding is just firing on all cylinders. Let's go ahead and take a look at your unofficial scoring totals. Pair double-digit scorers for the Panthers. Starting center, I should say, just a sophomore, Kaylee Dunham, scored 8 of her 10 points in the first quarter. She did pick up a basket in the second 8 minutes. And off the bench, Kate Mance. She averages 4 points per ball game. She's got over twice her per game average. As she's drained a couple of threes, she's also got 10 points. And Paulding one player away from making it a trio, as Addison Peace, if she'd hit even one of her 2 free throws, would also have 10 points. She has 9. Rounding out the scoring, still more balanced, Tori Schlatter with 5. Off the bench, actually she did start, Brooklyn Bakel with 5. 3 points off the bench for Mia Carr, and 2 points for Brooklyn Schlatter. On the flip side, for head coach Tim Nicely and the Pilots of Ayersville, nobody with more than 3 points. That would be starting junior and leading scorer Kendra Waldron. She averages just under 10 points per ball game. She's got 3 points all from the charity stripe, as she hit 3 of 4. Then a deuce apiece for Avery Knieven. Off the bench for Kaylin. Actually, Hasta did get the start tonight in place of Alexa Grieve. And then off the bench, Harmony Gherkin with the basket as well. But again, Coach Matt Arellano told me, you will know that we're running our style of play if you don't see us in the half court for offense. He goes, we prefer to turn our defense into offense, and they have done a ton of that. Unable to keep all these statistics here this evening. If Scoop were here, I'm sure he would say probably close to 20 Ayersville turnovers just in the first half. And I'm going to take an educated guess and say that Paulding has converted on roughly half of those. So you can probably, again, roughly estimate 20 of their 44 points in the first half for Paulding have come off of Ayersville turnovers. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, more of the Midwest Community Federal Credit Union Halftime Show. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Under 30 seconds before we resume third quarter play. GMC matchup tonight on DCTV Sports as we put a wrap on the Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. 70 years of helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon, or online at midwestcommunity.org. 44-9. It is right at the 35-point mark that predicates a running clock. Looks like trying to get the 5 down that Ayersville will put on the court to begin the second half. Waldron takes the inbounds. Grieve will join her as she's tied up. The defense picks up where it left off in the first half. Addison Peace with the jump ball, and the arrow points the Panthers' way. So it will be Waldron, Knieven. Let's see, we got Peyton Ensign, a freshman. Boer, another freshman. And Grieve. Nice backdoor cut and a quick lay-in for Brooklyn Schlatter. Give her 4 points on the evening. So it's Schlatter, Peace. Let's see, also Brooklyn Schlatter, so Brooklyn and Torrey. Bakel down low and Dunham in the middle. And it looks like they're coming out in a 2-3 zone. And that pass deflected out of bounds, last touched by the Panthers. And again, the clock continues to run with that 35-plus point lead. Pilots need to get it down to under 30 to resume a regular clock. Boer. Partially swatted away by Dunham. Jump ball. Bakel ties her up. Pilots will inbound. Waldron lobs it out in between the circles. Grieve working east to west. Ensign, just a freshman, one of several talented freshmen on this roster, but getting the growing pains. Baptism by fire as freshmen at the varsity level. Nice slide that time by Knieven, and a blocking foul on Dunham, and Coach Arellano can't believe it. He is in strong disagreement. It'll be Dunham's second, team first. Knieven will head to the charity stripe. Avery Knieven, the team's second leading scorer at 7.5 a game, a 65% free throw shooter. The neck's on her first. And she's got them both. Give her 4 on the evening. Still a 35-point lead. Peace across the timeline. Drives, dishes. Open corner 3, air-mailed, and just too much hustle. Schlatter tracks it down. Ensign will knock it out of bounds. Baker will inbound in front of her team's bench. Peace. Well, off a Dunham screen, but she decided not to attack the basket. Instead, they're going to find Dunham in the low blocks. Turnaround hook shot, and she takes the freshman to school. Waldron has picked up her dribble. Her cousin Boer comes over to help her, and they're going to feed it right back down to her. Nice aggressive move into the paint, and if that's Dunham, that's her third. It is. So Coach Arellano has a decision to make. Does he want to leave his starting center in with 3 fouls? Now, obviously, up by 37, you don't have to worry as much. Boer, first is on the way after missing a couple in the first half. Connects on her first here. Boer, a 53% free throw shooter. And as I say that, though, Dunham's coming out. I believe this is going to be Delaney Johans, a 5'11 freshman, who is now on the court. Boer's second is on the way. Got them both. She's got 2 on the night. Under 4 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Little crossover. Nice move by Schlatter as she works baseline. She stepped on the baseline, then lost the ball. So 2 for 2, it's going to be a turnover. Bounce pass, and that ball was deflected. It was also telegraphed by Hasted. Johns kicks it back out up top. Long 3. Bakel drains it. Give her 8 on the night. And that's another Premier Bank three-pointer, yourpremierbank.com. 51-13. My goodness. 38-point lead. Nice pass down low. Nice drop, but Knieven can't finish. Bakel, quick outlet. Paulding keeping their foot on the pedal. Peace will now slow it down. First cutter through, nothing doing. Johans posting up down low. The ball is deflected. Boer actually taps it to Eldridge. Again, tight on ball defense. Eldridge finally surrenders it. Waldron wanting to drive. Boer in the low blocks. Kicks it out. That's good ball movement. Knieven, though, cut off, and she's just out-muscled by Bakel. Another quick outlet. Boy, tremendous passing. And that is an ill-advised shot by Brooklyn Schlatter. Pilot slowing it down. Knieven, 1 foot inside the arc in the corner. And it looks like the Pilots, I don't want to say are looking for the final shot, but they're being much more patient. But again, a telegraphed pass down low to Knieven. Bakel ties her up. Knieven flustered as she comes out. Gherkin checks in. Well, they're waiting to get everything situated, and by the time the ball is going to be inbound, darn near 30 seconds had ticked off the clock. Peace. Dangerous lob down low. Johans had it, but kicks it out. Schlatter on the drive and finishes with the left hand. Tori Schlatter gave her 7. 40, wow. Point lead. And an errant pass. Ooh, and Waldron gives Schlatter a little bit of the business as down low. Grieve can't finish but is fouled. Now the buzzer's about to sound, but she will get 2 free throws. Bermejo picks up her first. So everybody will be called off the floor, and Grieve will stand lonely at the charity stripe to shoot a pair. She's a 33% free throw shooter. Good rotation. She's in the books. Deep breath, releases. A little long. So 1 of 2, and we have played through 3. 53-14. Paulding with the lead. We'll take a 60-second break. 60-second timeout. Back with quarter number 4 right after this. Mark Moats Ford timeout. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com.
Final 8 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock. At the hangar, visiting Paulding just all over host Ayersville. Mann's picking up where she left off. She's got 12 now on the evening. A running clock in a 55-14 game. Ensign wanted to drive baseline, had some daylight, but then stopped. Boer up top, Waldron with a pump fake. Right wing, 3-ball is short. Battle for the board is secured by Brianna Bermejo. And Paulding still wants to run. Doesn't matter who's on the floor. That's a 3. It's going to be wide. But again, an offensive follow and a putback. Nobody boxes out, and Brianna Bermejo is now in the books. And with the exception of Esty Peace and Lucy Breyer, as Harmony Gherkin scores at the other end for Ayersville. All but 2 Paulding players who have set foot on the court tonight have scored. As Libby Breyer is now in the ball game, and a turnover picked up by Waldron. Oh, nice running fast break. It's more like the secondary break there as Boer will head to the stripe for the 3rd time tonight. Tori Schlatter with her first. And Lucy Breyer will check in at the next availability. Boer tonight is 2 for 4. Make it 2 for 5. Eldridge in. Waldron will take a seat on the Ayersville bench. The young sophomore, Delaney Johans, heads to the bench as Breyer will check in. Boer's second is on the way, and she rattles it home. She has 3 on the evening. .39 Paulding lead. 5.5 on a running clock. On the drive down the right side of the lane, Libby Breyer. Did she walk? She turned it over. Tim nicely going to his bench now. And taking a peek, Brianna Sobecki is going to check in. Or is it? Yes. Paulding still staying in this zone. It looks like a 2-3. Ensign on the drive, and it got partially blocked. Here comes Schlatter wanting to run. Fast break is there. Great job by Boer to get back and swat it away, and then she picks up the loose ball. Boer in the high blocks, draws 3 maroon jerseys. Foul on the floor. Breyer, a little frustrated, looks skyward and throws her palms up. It's going to be her third. Substitutions. Using the bench freely tonight, Coach Arellano. Brings in Mariah Mance and Amia Carr. So we have a foul on the shot, and if that's Breyer, she's just picked up 2 quickies. That's her 4th. And Boer back to the line. She's 3 for 6 tonight. 3 for 7. Another substitution for Ayersville is Grieve about to check in. Boer will get another. Good adjustment. So 4 for 8 from the stripe for Kendall Boer. 57-19. 37-point Paulding lead. So we approach 3 minutes left to go in the game. Double dribble out at the top of the key. And you got some of these subs for Paulding that maybe aren't used to quite so many minutes. Libby Breyer just got ahead of herself. And she is not coming out. Well, she thought she was being subbed for. She yelled skyward no. Now she forces a smile. And another JV player, is it? This is going to be Addison Scholl. Down on the depth chart of the varsity roster. Coming in to pick up some mop-up minutes. Ensign. Eldridge flashed to the elbow, but didn't look to shoot. Whoops, and this one's thrown away. Here comes Breyer. Is she in the books? Yes, she is. Libby Breyer with the steal and a breakaway layup. Lead back up to 40. Gherkin had picked up her dribble and just a little tentative underneath. Here come the Panthers again. Continuing their sharp perimeter passing. Scholl. She'll put it on the floor, but now surrenders it. They'll get it down low to Breyer. Whistle. It will remain Paulding basketball. Michaela Carr checking in. Looking down to the end of the bench, and if I'm not mistaken, every Paulding player has seen some time on the court. As they try and flash weak side, low blocks. Pass goes bouncing off the knees of Carr. Coming up on 1 minute. Ensign will go ahead and jack up a 3. Boy, bodies flying everywhere, and Sebecki will head to the line. Still being aggressive. So Sebecki will head to the court. Carr, the guilty party for Paulding. Clock continues to tick. Sebecki looking to get into the score column herself. She cannot on her first. Sebecki, that was her first miss of the season from the free throw line. She had been 2 for 2. She's 3 for 4. 59-20, barring a foul. This is going to be it for the ball game. And Paulding's just going to take the air out of the ball. Breyer just dribbling out in between the circles. Convincing would be an understatement. Paulding enters a place that is difficult to play, no matter what the Pilots' record. And they just plain dominate. 59-20. The Panthers now 13-2 overall. More importantly, 3-1 in the GMC. And the Pilots, a future team, fall to 4-11 and 1-3. Handshake line. Both teams will head to their respective locker rooms. We anticipate being joined by Paulding head coach Matt Arellano. But what we need to do is take a 3-minute timeout, a 3-minute break. And when we come back, it'll be our South 66 Lanes post-game show. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Back at the hangar as the crowd just kind of milling around right now. It's time for the South 66 Lanes post-game show as Paulding, just from start to finish, was dominant tonight. No other way to describe it, en route to a 59-20 victory. We had a running clock for the entire second half. Coach Arellano coming up, being gracious enough to join us. I get you outside of the jungle now. I get you at the hangar here. Yeah. Having worked in Toledo for the better part of the last 8 years, I'm finding out that all these gyms around the area all have catchy nicknames. So it doesn't matter where your team is playing right now, though. They are firing on all cylinders. We could dive in a number of different areas, all but I think I look down here, everybody on the bench or in a maroon uniform got some time on the court tonight. Almost everybody scored. But you told me during the pregame, you'll know by watching you if you're running the tempo, the style that you want, if you're not in the half-court offense. You and I were talking easily probably 30-plus turnovers that your team forced tonight. Conversion, even at a 50% rate, probably we're looking at 20, 25 points off of turnovers. Yeah. But let's just start at the defensive end, period, because it's easy to look at offense. But it's not glamorous to play at that end of the court. It doesn't make the highlight reels at 6 and 11. How have you been able to get this team to buy into playing defense?
It does make our highlight reels. It makes our film sessions.
Where it matters, it counts.
And it makes our practice sessions and or after our game in the locker room, we talk about it. But it's just a bunch of great kids, buying in and rooting for each other. We don't have a ton of ego on this team. It could be Kaylee one night. It could be Tori another, Addie another night. Addie probably had 8 or 9 assists tonight. She just manipulated that zone all night long and did a very good job with it. But defensively, we're sound and we play really, really hard, and we're able to have the pieces that can play multiple defenses, and I think that is hard to adjust to sometimes.
It's not just that, the multiple defenses, but as I watched, everybody's moving in tandem with each other. If you got one player, even a step out of position, that can mean for the pass or the drive, the basket. But I'm watching everybody move in sync with each other. How long did it take to develop that, and how much better can you get?
Well, these seniors, we've been doing this, since they were sophomores. They got put in a tough position where they had to play varsity when they probably weren't ready. And, we said, you know what, we're not going to just have this be a lost year. We're going to learn, and we're going to learn a lot. And we put in multiple defenses. We put in multiple sets, different calls for our defenses and how to play them. And we just worked on that all year, didn't worry about wins and losses. We took little wins within each game, and we built on that. And then we got this freshman class that came in last year, now sophomores. They are super and hyper competitive, and they upped at another level. And so we put them into positions where they could succeed, and the same thing.
Let me ask you this, too, because sometimes I think it's easy to just talk about rotation, help the helper, making sure you're in position. Your on-ball defense was smothering tonight. Schlatter in particular, it almost looks like she takes it personally.
She knows that is her calling card for this team, how she can help us the most win. Her offense is just gravy for us, and if she can be that point of attack girl on defense, she's doing her job, and she does that night after night.
Let's go ahead and talk about offensively. I'm looking down here, unofficial, but I think I'm accurate. You got 2 players in double figures. You got 2 more that are a basket away from double figures. And we had talked about this a little bit coming in. You don't have that high volume 18 to 20 point a night score, but what you had was 4 players all within about 2 to 3 points of each other and all hovering around double digits. Is this a good example? This team a good example of there's enough touches to go around for everybody?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And and it's a fun brand of basketball to play. If we had that player, that could just size them up, go to the rim, get her own, fine. But we love this style as coaches, and I think the fans and I think the kids really buy into this, and it's just fun.
Not just that, but second, third, fourth, in some cases more chance points. You guys really hit the glass hard, not just at the defense, but the offensive end tonight.
Absolutely. It's extra possessions for us. Mm-hmm. We want to find ways in games to get us extra possessions, and that's why we play defense the way we play defense. That's why we want to crash the boards the way we crash the boards. So it's all for those extra possessions. That's a counting stat that we talk about. How many shots do we have more than the other team? And that's a big deal to us.
13-2 now, 3-1 in the GMC. Obviously, another day to practice is another day to improve. You've got a little bit of time off now because you don't have a game over the weekend. Up next, it's Delta on Tuesday. What are you going to be working on with a little extra time on your hands?
Well, tomorrow we're going to shoot free throws because top to bottom we did not shoot free throws very well tonight, JV level or the varsity level. So we're going to shoot free throws. We'll get a couple sessions of that in tomorrow. And then we'll start diving into Delta. We'll have 2 days to prepare for them, and we're looking forward to it. It's a good matchup. They're, I think, 12-0. I'm not sure how they ended up tonight, but they were 12-0 going into tonight, and they are in our district, so it's a big game.
What's your strategy to improve on free throw shooting? I know when I played, and I'm not going to drop names or anything, you and I have talked about where I played, some guys needed to work on it more, but Coach Davis was always a firm believer in gassing you and then running your free throw drills because he was trying to simulate late game. Your knees might be a little bit wobbly, your arms, because it's impossible to simulate the pressure in practice, but he tried to at least simulate what the physical nature would be. What's your philosophy on improving free throws?
We do a little of both. We have a thing we call the free throw champion, and we chart it all year, and that girl gets her name on a plaque that stays in our locker room. And then we've done the gas them out, shoot the free throws. We've put consequences on the line if we don't get to a certain level in that free throw competition that day. We've pitted teams against each other in a free throw competition. We do all types of things because you never know what's going to hit for that one particular person.
Now he's talking the psychology of coaching, much less the X's and O's. Make them hate each other. Make them hate each other just a little bit so they got bragging rights. This group seems pretty tight, though.
They are. They root for each other and they play for each other, and it's fun. I'm just having a blast with these guys.
Now, this is open-ended. It's not a trick question, but you still got plenty of regular season left to go.
Yeah.
How much better can this team still get?
There's a lot of room to grow for us. Offensively, we can still be better in the half court. I think we do well against a zone defense, but, man, we want to get our execution a little better, start sprinting to screens and do the right things offensively off ball. And sometimes that's really hard to teach, and it takes some time, and we have a lot of sophomores playing, and they need those reps. So I think the half-court offense versus man would be something that we really could improve on.
There we go. The man is always thinking. He'll probably be thinking, at least enjoy this one until the bus pulls into the parking lot. Can you do that?
That's fair.
All right, fair enough.
That's fair. I appreciate
Congratulations, Coach, and best of luck to you the rest of the way. Coach Arellano joining us. We're going to take one more time out. The South 66 Lanes postgame show. We'll put a wrap on it right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com.
Back at the hangar, we are putting we call it powdered blue and white bow on our South 66 Lanes postgame show, but it was all maroon and white this evening as the Paulding Panthers just dominate from start to finish in a 59-20 victory over the host Pilots. Pilots now fall to 4-11 overall, 1-3 in the GMC. They've got a little bit of time off as well. Their next game will be next week on Tuesday as they are home versus Kalida. As the Panthers now 13-2 overall and staying in the hunt for the GMC Championship as they're 3-1. They will host Delta next Tuesday night as well. That's going to do it for our broadcast here this evening. Our next broadcast will be Saturday at the Dog Pound as Defiance's boys will welcome Fairview. The coach Chris Dales and myself will have the call beginning with your Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show at 5:30. We hope you'll join us. For our entire crew doing more than yeoman's work here this evening, a big thank you going out to our sponsors for helping make the broadcast a possibility, and as always, you the fan for tuning in. I'm Brent Balbinot saying thank you for joining us. Final score again, Paulding 59, Ayersville 20. You've been watching a presentation of DCTV Sports.